Is upgrading your old Toyota actually worth it? That is what I want to talk about today. Now, I actually own 3 older Toyotas in total. I have a 2008 4Runner, a 2006 4Runner, and a 2006 Toyota Sequoia. With new car prices being higher than ever, many people in the automotive community are turning to older, higher mileage vehicles for things like daily driving, overlanding, and even off-roading. Now, one of the most popular car brands in terms of high mileage reliability is, of course, Toyota. And Toyota's vehicles from around the turn of the century, that is the early 2000s, are proving to hold up extremely well, in some cases almost timeless. Now, these vehicles I'm talking about are the first generation Tundra and Sequoia, the third and fourth generation 4Runner, Land Cruisers, and even Lexus LX and GX models, as well as a few more. And over the years, I've had lots of experience with these types of vehicles. Now, that being said, many people don't think it's wise to upgrade these vehicles with such high mileage. This is just because they think the cost of the upgrades does not make sense in terms of the value of the car. In fact, the video I recently posted about buying this 2008 4Runner to become my next off-road build, I had some comments saying just to leave it stock because upgrading it wasn't worth it. And although I can see where these types of people are coming from, I definitely don't agree with them. In my opinion, there are 2 different types of upgrades that you can put on a vehicle: performance and cosmetic. Now, a performance upgrade would be something that improves the function of the vehicle, whereas a cosmetic upgrade would be more just for looks. Let's talk about performance upgrades first. Now, the first one that comes to mind for me is putting LED lights on the vehicle. Now, if you watch the channel, you know this is probably the first thing I do when I buy a new build. The visibility overall on these older vehicles is usually pretty poor because they do come stock with a dim halogen bulb. Check out this comparison of the stock bulbs for fog lights and headlights compared to the upgraded LED bulbs and some custom pod fog lights that I designed for my 2006 4Runner. Now, as we move further into upgrades in the performance category, some people might try to argue that you technically don't need these things, although I do believe they still improve the overall function of the vehicle. The next upgrade I would consider worth it would be getting some off-road or all-terrain tires. Although these might decrease your gas mileage a little bit, they are always good to have in case you find yourself in a situation where you need off-road capability or just overall better grip on your tires. I would also rope in upgrading your suspension into this category just because it's going to give you enhanced off-road capability. Now, more upgrades kind of like this that come to mind would be a metal bumper, a roof rack for carrying stuff, maybe additional lighting in the front or rear. I would also throw in a backup camera and maybe an aftermarket radio just into that mix. Even though these things aren't particularly necessary for the vehicle, they do overall upgrade the driving experience, which I'm a big supporter of. But look, the biggest thing here is that people tend to use these vehicles for tons of different things. So for upgrades, in terms of what your vehicle really needs, depends a lot on what you're going to use it for. But so far, all the upgrades I have mentioned, I feel are great in terms of improving the functionality of your vehicle and updating some of the features and making it better on and off the road. Now we're going to move on to the more cosmetic upgrades. Now, these upgrades do make your vehicle look super cool and aggressive and off-roady, but you don't necessarily need them to improve the function or the capability of your car. The first upgrade that comes to mind here is getting expensive rims for your vehicle. Now, I know that some rims do provide a nice wheel offset, which helps clear larger tires, but these days I see so many people spending an outrageous amount of money on a nice custom set of rims. Now, I'm not going to bash on aftermarket rims too badly because I get it. I do find myself on Instagram scrolling, looking at these super expensive set of rims, wishing I had them for my 4Runner, but at the end of the day, they're really just not all that necessary. And I also try and keep most of my builds pretty budget friendly. Now, the next set of mods I'm going to list that I would question the worth of might take you off guard a little bit, but just hear me out on what I have to say. Now, when I see these people that sink thousands of dollars with these custom skid plates and rock sliders and high clearance bumpers and snorkels and just thousands upon thousands of dollars into custom suspension and just everything you could ever think of, it does make me think a little bit, is this necessary? And I'm not trying to shine a bad light on these people with the super decked out rigs. If anything, I'm jealous of them. But having all these upgrades isn't really worth it unless you actually use them. If you're doing some extreme rock crawling or going to events and things like that, then heck yeah, they're definitely worth it. But too many times I see people with thousands in upgrades that literally never use them. I call these vehicles modern day mall crawlers, and trust me, you know them when you see them. Now, at the end of the day, if upgrading your Toyota is your hobby, if it's something that you love to do, then by all means, it's definitely worth it. You should keep upgrading your truck. And trust me, I get it. There's almost something therapeutic about being out in the driveway, working on your rig, putting in the work, the sweat equity to improve your truck, adding upgrades, making it look exactly how you want it. It's a great feeling. Now, to end off, I wanted to briefly touch on the original point that high mileage vehicles aren't worth upgrading just because they don't have a lot of life left in them. But if you're a Toyota owner, this shouldn't worry you. Me and you both know these things are gonna run forever. Anyways, guys, that about wraps up today's video. If all this upgrade talk has you wanting more Toyota build content, be sure to check out my channel. I'm about to start a full build on my 2008 4Runner I just bought, and many of the upgrades in this video I'm going to be adding to that vehicle. So stay tuned for that. If you want more Toyota content, check out this video right here where I designed custom fog lights for first generation Sequoias and Tundras. Or you can check out this playlist right here where in the past I fully restored this 2006 Sequoia. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.